Now, you know, it's not my intention to start things off on a heavy note, but how many of us are walking around with the very wounds from our childhood? And in fact, we're actually still interacting with the people who inflicted those wounds upon us because they too have not tried to heal their wounds, but they're still trying to maintain a relationship and establish a place in your life. Okay, so I already went in with my serums. I used a vitamin C serum as well as a hyaluronic acid serum. My skin is super sensitive right now. I'm going through an allergic reaction. And I'm also going to follow up with the La Roche-Posay Double Repair Face Moisturizer because that's bae. Now let me just get right into things. I'm going to do my eyebrows and I always use the NYX eyebrow gel. Now to get into the meal, okay, because I don't even know what I'm going to title this. This is insane. But I was surprised by the influx of influencers who are beginning to address the topic of family childhood trauma, you know, poor family dynamics and severed relationships. There's like so many people who are sharing their part of their story. And, you know, my story parallels that of someone else. And, you know, where we kind of like divide and things are a little bit different. You can see why people are the way they are, why they're creating that bit of distance. And it just opens your eyes to how much people are hurting. They can't recognize a way to change the pattern, change the cycle. And so that's why they're still trying to sort of keep these people in their life, though they've never dealt with the fact or even addressed, you know, that I am hurting because of this. What you did to me hurt me in this way. And it takes a lot of strength to begin the process of healing. And it takes even more strength to address your aggressor, to address someone who has put you in compromising situations, who has altered your self-confidence, who has permanently changed the way in which you view yourself or how you interact with others. There is so much pain going on. I think for me, I'm starting to realize now more than ever, like, it's painful. It is really painful being an adult and still having wounds that, you know, were inflicted upon you as a child. And now you're wondering why, like, certain relationships aren't reaching their fullest potential, whether it's, you know, a friendship, a familial relationship, or, you know, even, you know, a partnership with people at work, your colleagues. Poor family dynamics can affect you in various ways. I'm about to do my foundation because I can't stand looking at myself, all this redness around my mouth, but I'm going in with the La Roche-Posay Broad Spectrum SPF 60 Anthelios Clear Skin, and I like using this as my primer. If you try to do this in the summertime, you're definitely going to be looking crazy. So, and as for the foundation, I'm using my $7 or $8 foundation. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in Toffee. Don't I look like a ghost? Ooh. But like, how many of us can recognize that during our childhood something went awry, like something happened, whether it's traumatic, and you have people who suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, you know, from things stemming from their childhood, you know, and it doesn't matter, like yours may not be as severe or, you know, as tragic or traumatic as someone else's, but that shouldn't invalidate your experience, because your experience, your feelings, your emotions are valid. If my makeup looks like trash, you know what, just remember that there's a good message going on, okay? And that's what you want to hear. You know, you're here for the message. But I look at all of my siblings and I recognize that all of our experiences are different. There's a certain point in our lives where we can identify where things took a turn. Some of us were younger when we recognized that something happened that really affected me. And then when you try to address the things that are kind of hindering your growth, that you're struggling with, like, and when you want to address it so that you can move on, it's when you're met with resistance, when you're met with people who they choose to become angry, disgruntled, they even become confrontational just at the mere idea of you trying to articulate the ways in which what they did or how they spoke to you hurt you. And we can't reduce a traumatic childhood to things that are merely physical. There are emotional, verbal abuse, things that can happen that have a very strong impact on how we feel about ourselves and how we treat others. And sometimes the ways in which we're picking our partners, where we're picking our friends, we are sometimes attaching ourselves to people who carry that same toxicity, yet we can't recognize it because that's what we grew up with. And that is what we've kind of known to be our normal. And I talk a lot about conditioning because, and then like I said, when you grow past childhood into adulthood and you can't differentiate between what's toxic and what's not, that's why you're choosing people to be in your life who are either, preventing you from growing. You suppress parts of yourself, your personality, your emotions, or you're underdeveloped from an emotional standpoint. You can't connect with people. Like, honey, it can get so deep. It's so ridiculous. And I just want to keep my eyes on the prize, because if I could be honest with you, and I think a lot of people are talking about spending the holidays away from their family. They feel a little bit lonely, and it's for several different reasons. But I think with people in my age group, maybe a little bit older and definitely younger, who are above the age of like 18 or 21, these are people who are stepping out and they do not want to continue to go along with the pattern, the cycle, the dysfunction. Like, dysfunction is literally a cycle. And I had a conversation with my father the other day. I don't talk about my relationship with him too much because honestly, I feel defenseless. It's like a little girl in me that like wants to do so much. And it's just a realization that my dad is who he is because the people who poured into him did not pour enough self-esteem, enough confidence. It is the man who my father is a result of people telling him what he could and couldn't be, even though my father is so intelligent. And that's another thing. And I might be all over the place because, honey, that's just how I've been feeling these past few days. Like, I just been over it. Cue the Summer Walker, okay? Like, to be so intelligent, to be someone who has so much potential, but then to watch them do absolutely nothing with their life. I think that's why a part of me, I've kind of like thrown myself into my work because, girl, it's like, if it's the one thing in my life that I can focus on, it's what I have going on. One thing I've noticed, like, and why I throw myself into my work is because I notice the positive results, my hard work paying off, and I'm like, it makes me a lot more business and goal oriented, and it sort of causes other areas in my life to kind of like suffer, like socially, because I will definitely miss you for a plan if that means I can get some more work done, I can get closer to my goals. And so just watching my father, watching him where he is in his life and him not being where he wants to be, it's like, it's making me work extra hard so I can stay in a place where I want to be and grow beyond where I see myself, because I know I have the potential. And it's like, also being that hard on yourself and being in close proximity to a person who has never reached their fullest potential and will probably die having never reached their potential and never fully healing. Like, girl, the trauma. I'm not even doing my makeup, but are we mad? My skin is trash because I'm stressed. And I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you. When I'm stressed, I still struggle with emotional eating. Now, you know what I'm saying? Me being vegetarian, it definitely makes things a lot easier. I can only go but so far, but at the same time, like, I'm stressed. you know, thank God we don't look like our pain. But the point is, you may not know how bad I'm hurting, how, you know, how much I'm struggling, because I can, you know, serve face so well that you never see it. I'm achieving my goals. I'm producing, you know, getting results. I'm seeing results, positive results. You know, you never stop to think, well, she might be having a bad day, a bad week, a bad month, a challenging year. Because sometimes, 2018 was the worst year of my adult life. The devil was really trying to take me out. And you know what? I gained a lot of that weight. I got it off. But 2017 and the end of 2017 up until 2018, a struggle. Purely a struggle. In that moment, there were a lot of people who wanted a lot for me, but didn't understand how much I was going through. The reason why I wasn't able to do certain things is because I was being consumed and emotionally drained by things that were preventing me from like reaching the goals that I saw for myself. Forget what you see for me. And so it was just like, I had to gain damn near 50 pounds for y'all to be like, okay, it might be something wrong with her. Now I'm going in with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Concealer in 260, and I'm just going to carve out these brows. I've been running my mouth, so I'm gonna just focus. Now, one thing I don't want to be is someone who continues to go on ad nauseum about the things that have hurt me, but I'm not actively doing the work. And I shared in my previous Word in a Beat, which if you haven't seen it, you should definitely go check it out. I'm surprised you guys really enjoyed that. But I am more than just what happens to me. I am a sum of what happens to me and how I choose to respond to it. And so I'm just doing a lot of taking the power back and making sure that I don't lose myself in my thoughts, because you know, some people are so in their head about what they are going through, they don't really verbalize too much of it. And I have a sibling who is like that. She keeps everything very close to the chest and just in her head. I'm hoping all of our siblings that we can go get help. We can all do it for ourselves. One of my sisters already does it, like, and she's such a gem. She is, psychology was, you know, her focus. It still is. That is her calling, and she's so awesome at it. And she's definitely helped me to sort through a lot of the things that, you know, I've been through, and how what I've gone through has shaped who I am as an adult, and why I make a lot of the decisions that I do, and why I, you know, hinder my own growth. And in some areas of my life haven't reached my potential, or, you know, haven't moved past certain things. Like, it's levels to trauma. It really is. And it's so much more than what's on the surface. I went into the Wet n Wild, my Glamour Squad palette, another Wet n Wild piece. We're going to keep it simple. I'm going in with this color. You know, going to target the crease. I want you guys in the comments below to talk to me about some of the homework that you're going to do, the work internally, as well as, you know, with the people that are around you, because sometimes it means removing people from your life or adjusting the dynamic of the relationship. You know, how is this relationship going to function now that I am more aware of my healing process, and I'm taking steps to actively recover and get better and move past the things that have hindered me or have overwhelmed me to the point where I don't even want to address them. Because once you become a fully realized, you know, hyper aware of, you know, who you are, which includes your pain, and it encompasses all of those different aspects, your happiness, your pain, your success, your blessings, all of that. Now that you're aware, how are you going to function with the people around you? And a lot of us, we're self-medicating. We're using external things. We are using drugs. We are using sex. We are using other people. And I think I need to say that again, because a lot of people didn't hear that when it hit. So I'm going to say that again. A lot of us are using people to fill voids in our life. Because you know, if you didn't have that relationship with that person anymore, what would that mean for you? Would that force you to realize the impact of how you treat people? When people in your life are volatile, when they are violent, when they resort to being that of an aggressor, whether it be in a conversation, a physical dispute, yo, that shit is fucking crazy. Like, I'm sorry to go there, but like, when you have to deal with that with a person who can resort to being volatile, resort to being violent, and very like significant times in your life where you like need that person to just be what you need them to be and they can't. So after I finish doing the smoky eye, I'm going in with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder in Banana. And I'm gonna just set all this makeup. So to all of my viewers who are parents, who have children, adult children, young children, what are the ways in which you are contributing to damaging your child? Because no parent is perfect, and there are going to be things that you do, whether you're conscious of it or it's, you know, during your subconscious parts of yourself, you are going to pass some things down to your child. But what are some things you wish you would have done differently? What are you more aware of? Because sometimes the way in which we interact with others can help us to see the effects of what we're doing on our very own kids. I do have to be careful of how I discuss my family online, because I know them, y'all don't, okay? And y'all don't get that tea. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want nobody feeling like they know my people, because you really don't. And you as a viewer have to recognize that there are limitations. And yes, I am sharing this, but there is a degree of which you know absolutely nothing about. And so I'm doing a lot to make sure I keep it broad, because I know there's a lot of people in a very similar situation, and I just want to make sure that I'm able to resonate with you and let you know you're not alone. But don't use the interwebs as your outlet. You got to go get the help. You got to go do the work. I know it's painful. I know it's annoying. It can be hard, but you owe it to yourself. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Pressed Powder in 334. I'm going to set my whole face with this. So now I'm just about to mist my face and let this dry down for a bit. And then I'm going in with the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Highlighter in Trophy Wife. To mix things up, I'm going to add in the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in Awesome Blossom. This is everything. I don't know why y'all don't get this. It's like way too cheap at the drugstore. Now, real talk, I need to chisel my face, because where are those cheekbones? So I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me Pressed Powder in 360. This is Mocha. But y'all know, you know what I'm saying? I'm a work in progress. 2020 is going to be very different for me. I am claiming it. 2019 showed me how much I can do, how powerful I am. It showed me my strength and my resolve. It really showed me that I am able to do anything that I put my mind to, and I am willing to do the work. You know what I'm saying? It's about vision, but it's also about how you execute. Because honey, you can move into an entirely different realm, you know, from a creative standpoint, from a financial standpoint, from a personal place. You know, you can make a lot of progress, but you got to have it here. You got to believe you can do it, and you got to work towards it. You got to do the work. Doing the work is what stops people. It's a lot easier to stay the same, right? And I think I'm going to put some of my favorite lashes on. These are the Iconic Style lashes in 01. $4. Stop playing, go get them. I really think I'm going to apply these without any winged liner. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got enough drama going on. I'm gonna keep it low key. And I definitely wanted to make it a point to talk about you know, the things that I'm going through that I know a lot of other people identify with. But I think the Black experience, some of the things in which we go through are exacerbated because of several different factors. You know, our grandparents and their upbringing, what they were taught and the things that they were exposed to, and the trauma that they, you know, just subconsciously passed down because it's the result of the times. And so I think it's so important to differentiate that our experience is very distinct. Even though pain is universal, we really got to recognize, like, what we go through as a people, it can be really deep, and some of the trends, some of the commonalities. But the commonalities between my story and that of another Black woman, and that of another Black woman who is of a different age, whether younger or older, like, we have so much that we can just key and talk about and cry about. Come on. And also, something else that I wanted to say, do you spend the holidays alone? What does it look like for you? Are you more of a Friendsgiving person around, you know, Christmas, Kwanzaa, whichever you may celebrate? I want to make sure I'm including everybody, you know. We're all inclusive here. But, you know, what do you do during the holidays? Is it harder for you? How do you cope? And I definitely want to let you know that I see you. Your experience is valid. Your feelings, your emotions are real, and I respect it. And just know that you never have to be alone. And if you feel alone, understand that you do have options. So definitely check the description box. I'm going to try to include some things just so you guys have, you know what resources are available to you. You get what I'm saying? I love you. And to finish everything off, I'm going in with the NARS Outlaw Blush. Because of my allergic reaction, I think this is just going to be it. So this is the look. This is super natural. I mean, the lashes might be dramatic, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Share this with your homeboys and your homegirls, because we're trying to heal for 2020, okay? But I hope I see you in the next one.